So we have an engine. Hopefully going in a truck today. Welcome to Days of Pain and Victory. I'm Alex, and today we're working on my 1973 F250 two-wheel drive, the original farm truck. This was my grandpa's truck. He bought it brand new in '73, and it served well on the farm. Pulled the fifth wheel, got lots of abuse, and since I've had her, I've had two different engines in it. Today, hopefully, we're putting in the third. I have over here Ford 360. I say rare because every 360 you see for sale online is always listed as a 390 because they look exactly the same, and why not sell it as a 390 if no one's going to check? So bought this 360, did a little Krylon rebuild on it, threw an aluminum intake on it, tore it down, replaced some gaskets, aluminum intake, and did nothing to the internals. Added a little black spray paint, fairly poorly as I can see now in the daylight. And yeah. This is what I'm working with. This motor mount says right hand, which everything I've ever been taught says it's as you're sitting in the driver's seat. So right hand would be passenger side. If I bolt this up with this that says top here, the only thing that's different is this metal plate is only round or encapsulates the rubber on one side. And I don't know if that's why that is. But if I put this on the right side, as you can see, the stud here and the stud here is offset. So what I did to double check, and it's a good thing that I did because this is now the left-hand mount that I have on the right side. And I'm sitting, you know, not doing finish work, but 13.5 inches from the stud to the mounting surface on the back of the block for the transmission. The transmission, 13.5 inches. This side, 13.5 inches. And the way that this hole is teardropped, I don't think I can just flip the motor mounts, keep them on the correct, so that they're labeled right side, left side still. If I flip it over, I think that's too high. It has to sit down there, and then it's wobbly. So for that pin to be in the hole, it has to sit that way. So I'm gonna flip it. This was a farm truck, and so there are things on it that aren't factory deals that, you know, Grandpa might have added just because. So either the motor mounts I keep getting are for four-wheel drive trucks, or this tower's been modified to, because somebody put the motor mounts in backwards and they thought, oh, we'll just move the towers, but that doesn't make sense because I do have this hole here too, which I think is just, if depending on whether you got the 306, I think you could get the Windsor 302 in these years. Not sure. I know you get the 306 and the FE. I think you get a 400 in these too. So that tower position might have changed depending on, was this originally a FE truck? Does this say? All right, give me a second. I'm gonna decode this real fast with the old Googles. All right, well, according to fortification.net, using this here tag, Y is a 362 barrel from 73 through 76, 362 barrel. So, did Grandpa, I pulled the FE out of it. I thought it was the original engine in it that I pulled out. For some reason, I gotta run my motor mounts backwards. I don't know why that is, but I'm gonna do it. It fits, it's gonna work. Oh yeah. I probably should check if it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. But teeth on this one were getting a little chowdered, and I didn't wanna, I mean, it had the engine out. I mean, I'm not gonna go as far as placing the remain, but torque converter, bolts. Couldn't find the ones with a little hat on them, so I just bought some regular ones. Might throw a washer in there. I don't know, but fine thread nuts, not something I have around here. And they don't give them away, 69 cents a piece. And I forgot my wallet, so I'd read the ashtray. All right, little MacGyver hack here. If you got a line that's leaking, that's just a Just take an earplug. They're disposable. Let's see here. Might need 2 hands for this one, because this one's actively leaking. Yeah, that will expand up in there, and then you won't leak any more transmission fluid. Alright, so it's already been done to this hood, but you drill yourself a hole somewhere between the, like on the hinge and into the sheet metal. Not somewhere where there's already a body hole, and a small hole like 1/4 inch size or something. One, ideally that your pin punch or scratch all, this one's a broken one. Can't find my good one. Drill a hole so that when you put your hood back on, you can put your punch back through. It's a tapered punch back through the hole. There it goes. And then that will line up your hood. And then it's a lot easier to do it when you're doing it by yourself. That's right. Yeah, I just scratched it. Yep. Whole roof, just scratched. Like a glove. These rechargeable Harbor Freight flashlights are good. I got like a little one. What is the point? Bright, light, bright. So we're right there. Used a bolt here to pull transmission motor together. Got really lucky, it lined up really well. Got my first one on. Got a ratchet on the crank pulley. So hopefully I can one-man this operation. Would it be easier if I pulled the spark plug or 2? Probably. Am I going to? Obviously not. Let's get it down to about, maybe too far. This. Alright, I have heard there's some fitment issues with these hooker headers, like they're kind of hard to get in there. And looking at the hole between the block and the steering box, I do say that I do see where they could have some issues. So, that being said, these are from Summit. They are the hooker headers for this truck, 2-wheel drive truck. It's got a really nice flange on it. The cheap ones from eBay, this flange is like sheet metal. That does not look like a lot of room. Ooh, yeah. So you come from the bottom? Oh, baby. Oh, hey. Look at there. Anytime I have an engine out, I like to chase the threads where your exhaust bolts go onto the head. Just saves a little headache, and then throw a little, never sneeze on it. Did I not chase one of them? All right. BRB. Get it in the hole. There we go. Oh, don't spill. Oh, how about I go in with it? Yeah, this is lots easier outside the block, and I thought I did it, but maybe it's one of those things where I was like, oh yeah, I do it every time I have a motor out, and so, because this motor was out, I just figured I'd already done it. I'm sure there is a torque spec for these. I like to tighten them, run a few half dozen heat cycles on the motor, come back and recheck them. That's my torque spec for 100 volts. The only complaint, and I'm going to use quotes there because it's not really a complaint, it's just there should be so much room back there. Where the factory lines were ran, that wasn't, I don't even know if those were the factory lines because there was a splice in them. It's a farm truck. The transmission has been rebuilt before. Well, and it might have just, the transmission might have just been replaced. I don't know if it was rebuilt or they just changed it out, whatever. Anywho's, all this room for activities now. Alright, so what I need to do now, I don't know if I can get a starter in there with the headers in there. So what I'm going to do, what? That's not the right bolt. Alright, is this the right way? Probably not, but will it hold? Yeah, it will. So, guys just sometimes decide to use just a through bolt with a lock washer. Oh yeah. Starter. Okay. Oh no. Oh, we're almost so close. Oh, look at that. We're in. Whoo-wee. That starter is probably gonna need heat wrap though. So here's my dilemma. Remember with my motor mounts how I didn't get them in? I had to flip them, which then scooted the engine forward a little bit because that's how they were before. But what I noticed is on my transmission, the reason I had to do that was my transmission cross member had been re-drilled, and the transmission, these aren't factory holes. There's a second set of, right here, that's a factory hole. Someone had drilled out a secondary hole, mushing it back, because I'm pretty sure at one time in this thing's life they switched it somehow. Something got switched. So what I think I'm going to do is jack the motor up, because my issue that I'm having right now is this tube is hitting my up bar, and I can put it back in the right one by flipping the motor mounts. So what I think happened was somebody put the motor mounts in backwards at one time, and to compensate for that, they moved the transmission cross member. So now I'm going to move the transmission cross member back to its factory location. Should scoot the whole engine back, which would then give me the clearance I need here. All right, let's try that. All right, that was a struggle, and there was nothing really to see, but there is no good way to do that. So I now have the motor mounts on their correct side as they're labeled, and I'll be able to put the transmission cross member into its position. I think I just need to come down a little. That's at least clearing the motor mount now. This hole right here looks prime, and we'll just, oh, that's about right. Okay, let it down. Please be for the last time. Probably not. All right. So she's in, she's down. I mean, this morning I thought, oh yeah, throw the headers on and then just keep rocking and rolling. No. Throw the headers on and get fought every step of the way. So maybe. Yes, it did. I mean, it's not like perfect, but hey. Put the bottom bolts in. So at least it's tied up against the block, so we can check at least. Hot. It's tied up against the block, so we can check this. Oh, we got 1% battery. Okay, I'll hurry. So it looks like it's gonna fit good around the transmission. I do have the factory dual tanks, and so not sure how that's gonna work. I do have a full exhaust system designed for this truck. I'm gonna see how it addresses the belly tank. It might bring both over to the passenger side, bring them down, and then dual out the back. But all right, back again on the old farm truck. Don't you love it when you take like a day off a project and then it's 6 months later and then you're back at it? Well, that's where we're at. So let's try to figure out where we're at. Looks like I need to put in a fuel pump, radiator, some oil, or some radiator lines need to get put in, belts in, power strain pump, alternator, lower pulley apparently, assembly, ooh, socket, parts, ooh, that's probably, we'll ignore that, that didn't happen, that's not moving, that's, see, it doesn't move. Carburetor lines, heater lines, and yeah, well, let's get going on this. So first step, let's pull that fuel pump apart and throw it up there. What's that? Did you have it?
Yeah, it looks like that.
You had it, and then you said, is that it? Goes there. So this.
And go. Vacuum advance pulls it this way, then the rotation is counterclockwise. You can always, and if the vacuum was over here, it would be the opposite.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Based on grabbing this, which way the base would turn. Okay.
Yeah. Whichever way this pulls the base,
yeah,
the rotor goes the opposite direction.
Okay. Alright, got me a new set of plug wires. Got a distributor in. Gotta go find that little clippy deal. That to go to 12 volt power, which will take off of what used to power the 12 volt to the old brain box. Got my oil filter housing, oil filter on. Found some belts. Belts are expensive, so found some laying around that work. Not quite the right one, but she's on there. Gotta get the radiator in, carburetor on. Alright, we gotta run to the store, get fuel pump gasket and a fuel pump filter. Alright, still haven't gone to the store to get the fuel pump gasket and accessories. Ooh, oil pressure sending unit. Put that on the list, Alex. Where's the list? Here's the list. How do I spell it out? Pressure sending unit. OPSU, as they call it in the biz. Alright. Had the red wires. The red wires didn't work. I needed... These aren't header wires, but those ones were really long. And on the FE, I think that was just a generic set. The cheapest Power Dragons I could find. But on an FE, the cylinders in the middle, so what would that be? 1, 2, 3, and 6, 7. They sit at an angle, so like they're like this. And so if you have the really long boots on there, you can't get the two boots hit. So I had to get some of these here 45 ones from Duraspark, some whatever. I'll clean this up a little better. I got my carb on. I went with an Edelbrock 600 because that's what I had on the shelf, and it feels pretty good. I mean, felt pretty good. Floats aren't stuck. Bounced it around. It's all good. Starter wire came in contact with some heat, and I was gonna shield it, but when I was putting it in, the casing just started breaking. So I gotta get myself another chunk of what's that, 8 gauge or so. Next, I'm gonna drop my radiator in. Found my tie down, so threw that in. Let's drop my radiator in and see what I got for hoses. I decided I am gonna run my heater. I had these little hose adapters lying around, so I just threw those in. I just gotta get a piece of that 5/8 red hose and jam that on there. So that's gonna, might as well throw that on there. Let's throw this radiator in and see if I can do that. Am I gonna be able to get this in without taking off the radiator shroud? I don't know. Maybe. Oh. No. So what is easier? What is leaking? Oh, now I got it stuck. If you go on, in, and in the hole. In the hole. Spend 20 minutes working and 400 years looking for the tool that you had in your hand 10 seconds ago. Napa diesel oil, just like the Rotella, but has the same amount of zinc as the Rotella in it, and it's way cheaper. Oh, that is filthy. Am I gonna free pour? How's this gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna spill this everywhere, sweet. All over the new key. Oh yeah, you're getting a real good video of this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh yeah! What? What is going on? Leaking oil everywhere. No idea what I'm doing. Alright, pretty good day. Radiator's in, distributor's in. All their power steerings are in. Hoses are in. Fuel pump's in, oil filter. Because of the headers, I need to get a new dipstick tube, which I guess I'll have to order. That's a vacuum line for the transmission. The other thing I noticed, because was what happens when you start projects, 100 years ago, then try to finish them. For some reason, I removed the transmission lines. I'm pretty sure they were kinked and not very good, and so I'm gonna come up with something under there. All right, I had some camera trouble. So, I placed the fittings on the transmission, had a little snafu with that. I got sent the wrong fittings. I was able to scrounge through and find some fittings that will work. I'm gonna bend up some stainless steel tubing lines that'll run from the transmission, just kind of run them in the frame to the front, and then I'll flex the remaining distance to the radiator. Got myself a new battery. Of course, as Derek teaches us, most important redeeming quality of a battery, the go handle. All right, got myself some new battery terminals. Throw those on, and they're not giving batteries away anymore. They want a little pretty for them. $16 for the core as well. That's, don't worry, had a pile of used ones. All right, let's get this wrapped up. Got to make myself a ground cable to run to a few various locations. And then I think I can get a little more oil, and then we can see if we can make it make noise. Making up a new power wire to my starter because this one looked probably like I shouldn't use it anymore. Okay. Gonna add just a little extra length for the, just in case. So I'm gonna run engine ground and a body ground. I have one of these for, I didn't buy the wing, I couldn't buy the wing nut style because I needed the ringlet style, I guess is what I call it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run a body ground and body ground and an engine ground. So I will do this. My engine ground will be there and my body ground will be there. Got the Oracle here.
Here's a trick that I've learned.
Okay.
I want to videotape this. When you're checking and you don't have a test light, you just pull out one strand.
Oh, so you're not getting full current?
And then if you hit something that could do irreparable damage, that one little piece of wire would just go.
Yeah. I get you.
Okay.
It's like a slow bow fuse right there.
Yep. So you're going to have to get a boot over that front port
Of
the carburetor, or it's never going to run.
this one? Oh, this? Yeah. Right there?
That vacuum hose, is it going to the manifold, is it?
It needs to go to where?
That?
Uh-huh.
Well, it actually is part of the PVC valve.
Does it go here?
Yeah, with the PCV valve.
But for now, I can just...
Do you think you have the timing set about right?
Yeah, do you want to run it for just a sec? Do you want to just turn it over for a second? Let it build oil pressure? Did it build oil pressure, you think, at that time? At about time?
Has the motor ever run?
I don't know. I've never ran it.
Did somebody put it together?
Somebody else put it together, and then I took it apart and put it together.
So did you put lubricant on the bearings?
Yeah, like assembly lube.
All right, then it's good for a few minutes.
Right? Wipers were on.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
You got some gasoline in a little bottle?
Is this thing gonna run today?
Hopefully it fires right now. Hopefully.
That's gonna be a big hole, but okay.
We did. If this starts up,
That's fine.
if this
That's not a
starts
big
up,
enough hole.
Dad, if this thing starts up,
I already put some fuel in it.
Okay.
Well, good. So the key's on, ignition's on.
Ready?
Oh, do you know what I didn't do?
What?
We're not doing this today.
Why?
I didn't wire the distributor.
Only needs one hot wire.
Is that all it needs?
Yeah. Look at the cap. It should say bat.
Yeah. There's a lot of temporary things that are going to get finished up, but...
Yeah, this wouldn't be good for a long trip. Ready?
Yeah.
Hear the thunder? Give her a squirt of gas. Did you fill the bowl? Whoa, 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 whoa,
What?
whoa, whoa.
Way too much. Perfect.
Way too much. All right. Do you have gas to go in it?
Yeah.
He's got that little thing fixed up, electric fuel pump.
Yep, I got one of those. Derby tank?
Yeah, where's it at?
You said you didn't... You said you were on a super tight window for time.
Well, how long does it take to just shove that on there and turn it on?
Well, it's got old Derby gas.
But it sounds like it's gonna run.
Yeah.
All right, hold the throttle open like 1/8 of an inch. Switch hands. All right, and then as soon as I start cranking it, put some gas to it. And then when it starts to die, just give it a little more gas.
Right.
Did you hear that?
It ran. I gotta come up with a better fuel system than this, but
A water bottle, I don't think you can make it very far with that.
it runs.
Sweet, dude.
So I just gotta put my fuel system in, and I kind of forgot. This is my coil wire right now. This is how I'm powering my distributor. Just a wire going to my battery because I forgot about that. But it runs. What? Yeah. And some hooker headers.
I've been grown up. I now have.
But here, let's see.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
You're putting too much in.
No.
All right, we're.
When it starts to stumble, you give it a little...
All right. But it runs.
And hold throttle open a little bit. Thirsty bitch.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It's gonna run?
That was too much. Yeah.
Yeah, it did jump.
Is it in park?
Should be. No, it was not. Kids were playing. Well, trans works too. Sweet.
How nice would that have been to run over your dad? I got
All
a
right.
video so I can sue you.
Good. We'll edit that part out. So, gonna run a distributor wire
To the key.
to the key, and then run a fuel line, and then we'll tune it a little bit. Another thing I need to do is I need to get header spark plugs, or spark plug wires. The little shorty ones that aren't kicked at 45. All right, well, sweet. Thanks for stopping by, Dad. It runs. And, yeah, I'm pretty excited to keep working on this little truck, my grandpa's. All right, I have flushed the fuel line from the tank to here. I got out some gas. I mean, I think she'll run. We'll spray some new gas in there, and then just pepper in some of the old spicy, just in case. Let's see if we can get it to idle. So, still need to hook this up. Yeah, that wire was hot. Oh, we're so close. Oh, I thought there was a cap on that. That was unfortunate. Yeah. I thought I would just squeeze it. I thought I had a cap on it. 3/4 of the best Type F that money can buy. I mean, the cheapest Type F money can buy. Whatever. This is an old SuperTech Type F. Pretty sure it's from, yeah, it says 04 on it is the date. But I got it when I got the truck from Grandpa. He had bought it by the case. So, is there transmission issues in my future? Possibly. This one does have the patented squirter on it, so we can mash it there. I feel good. Why won't this fuel pump? I think what might be the deal is that the floats might be stuck, not letting the bowls fill with fuel. To test my theory, we're going to undo this here. Okay, right, yeah, okay. Following along. Put this here. Jam that there. Jam. Juice on my jams and like Jericho's chocolate joints. Carefully fill these bowls again. Derek, how do you do it without ever... I rarely have to see you have to pull a carb apart. You just like beat the living piss out of it and it starts working. You talk nice to it. What's... Really don't want to pull that carb apart. So I'm pretty sure I've already been in there once. I think I have a bad fuel pump.
No, there it goes.
Again. So I poured a quart of oil onto those headers over there, which was real helpful.
Is there a reason why you did that?
Because I didn't have the valve covers bolted down when I was putting the oil in.
Yeah.
That'll happen. We got it idling, and there's a couple of things we got to clean up, but yeah, it runs. Not off its own fuel system quite yet, still off the bucket, but coming up in next episodes we'll be getting it onto its own fuel system, and gonna do something about this exhaust. I got a full hooker. I think it's hooker. Find out in the next episode. It's got the hooker headers on it, but should be a full exhaust system, full dual, true duals that we're gonna be putting on. Yeah, so it's a runner. Got a little bit of blow by, as you saw in the video there when it was running. Also, the rust corrosion paint for shipping, which is not header paint according to Hooker, that burns off, and so we saw a lot of that smoking. And that quart of oil that I poured right onto the headers, that helped out with our smoke situation. I do have a slight water leak on the water neck that I'm gonna either take this water neck off and see if I can clean it up, see if the paint's screwing me up, or do I just need to get a new water neck, which I might need to get a new water neck. But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, buy our merch. Like this sweet hat. All right, until next time, we'll wreck it, rinse, repeat. See ya.
Now it's my turn.
Yep. Sweet.